Hi, a little reminder that we are live on Twitch every Friday and Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Greek hour. So don't hesitate to join us for cozy streams. Thank you, and I let you with the video.
So, which one I choose first? Like which one I read first? I don't know. Which one I read first. I can't get over Chile knows I am hyped for it. Me too, because I'm seeing that there is a copyright. He did a copyright for his story, and it's so funny. There is a copyright. This book was professionally typeset on Reedsy. Find out more on reedsy.com. Wait, what? I got distracted and made a website for dinosaur instead. Okay, Calvin. I mean, dinosaurs are cool. Bro legit made a book. I think he started a book. Yeah. I think he did a book. Very professional. Mine was written in Notepad and posted on Word. You know, mine are written on Wattpad. It's not better. But damn, he did like a professional book. So, I don't know if I don't know, should I say the name? No, I think I will just say Chileno, because I don't know if I can say the name. I don't want to dox anyone. I don't want to name drop. So, this is, damn, 28 pages? 20. But it's written very, very, like, big letters. Okay, it's fine. If it's too long, I will just cut it. Damn, I need to catch up. Okay, so we have El Chileno story, which name is The Nameless, Chapter 1. And there is a copyright. Of course, he made a copyright. I can't with this. A copyright. And he even made a content page. Even though there is only one chapter. I can't. He's so, I don't know. He's over farming. He's like, I'm gonna do it seriously and professionally, you know. First edition. First edition, yeah. I saw it, yeah. First edition. Copyright. All right reserved. It is illegal to copy a book, post it on a website, or distribute. Well, I'm happy that he gave me the permission. He allowed me to read it, because damn. Will read my website when I'm done. You know what? If you want. Calvin, if you want me to look at your website, why not? On dinosaurs. Okay. Chapter 1, The Nameless. Let's go. Soul Fisher! I am at outside, but I will try my best to get home ASAP. I can't hear, by the way. Okay, that's fine. We will greet Soul Fisher later. Okay, let's go for the book. In this world, people were expected to live good and meaningful lives. Everyone was judged by their actions, and those who failed were punished in the cruelest way imaginable. Good luck, because I have few things to get done. Okay, have a good spying, L3V. And thank you for staying, by the way. They lost everything. Their names were erased. Their memories disappeared. Everything they had created or accomplished vanished as if it had never existed. It was almost like being reborn, but not as a child. One day they simply awakened in a strange world filled with mysteries, runes, and forgotten truth. The people who arrived there were called the Nameless, and somewhere deep within that world existed something known only as the Trials of Memory. No one who entered her had ever returned. It was the It was the synopsis. He made a synopsis. I'm so hyped. Oh my god. It's so... I'm getting jealous right now. It's so... Okay. El Chileno the goat. El Chileno the goat. It was only the resume. It was the resume. Bro is mugging us. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I will ask it. I will end up asking him to write my book. Because damn. Okay. He's good at it. Okay, let's go for the story now. God, the cover, I can't get over the cover. Incredible. Okay. He opened his eyes slowly. Cold air touched his skin as he stared upward at a gray sky covered in moving clouds. For several seconds, he simply lay there, unable to understand where he was or even who he was supposed to be. The ground beneath him was wet and covered in ash-colored dust. Strange ruined buildings stretched endlessly around him, their shapes twisted and unnatural, like they had been abandoned long before he arrived. He sat up carefully. Pain immediately shot through his body. His arms felt weak. His legs trembled violently. He tried to stand but collapsed after only a few steps, crashing hard against the cold ground. It felt wrong, as if even his body had forgotten how to move. Breathing heavily, he lifted his head. A puddle of water rested beside him. For the first time, he saw his reflection. A young man stared back at him with pale skin, dark tired eyes, and an expression filled with fear. The sight of his own face caused something terrible to rise inside him, a sick, empty feeling deep in his chest. His mouth moved before he could stop it. Who am I? The words echoed softly through the empty streets. No answer came. Suddenly, panic rushed through him. He forced himself upward again. His legs shook violently beneath him, but this time instinct guided him. Slowly, awkwardly, he learned how to walk again. Then he started running. Not because he was afraid, because something deep inside him told him he was searching for someone. He didn't know who, he didn't know why. But the feeling was so strong it almost hurt. He ran through endless streets of ruins and broken lights. Massive towers leaned over the city like dying giants. Strange symbols flickered on old screens buried inside the walls. Somewhere far away, metal groaned like the city itself was alive. Eventually, exhaustion caught him. He slowed down, breathing heavily. That was when he noticed them. People, hundreds of them. Some sat silently against walls, others wandered aimlessly through the streets with empty expressions. A few were crying, some stared at the sky as if waiting for something to happen. All of them looked terrified. He approached one carefully. Hello? No response. What is this place? The man didn't even look at him. He tried another person, then another. What happened to us? Does anyone know where we are? Still nothing. Some people looked at him with fear before quickly turning away. Others muttered nonsense under their breath. One woman simply repeated the same sentence over and over. I forgot, I forgot. Slowly, realization began to form in his mind. None of them remembered, not their name, not their pasts, not even how they arrived here. As night slowly covered the ruined city, the fear inside him grew worse. He spent hours wandering through crowds of nameless people, searching desperately for answers, but nobody could give him any. Eventually exhausted, he stopped walking. Then he looked up and froze. Far above the clouds, something enormous stared down at the city, an eye, a giant eye. It was impossible to describe, The pupil looked endless, darker than the night sky itself, while veins of pale light spread outwards across it like cracks in glass. It was watching them, watching everyone. His body became completely still. The world around him faded into silence. He couldn't look away. The eye almost felt alive inside his head, crawling through his thoughts, searching through memories he didn't even know he had. Then suddenly, "Do not look at it," a voice behind him. But he couldn't move, he felt trapped in a trance. The eye grew larger, closer, closer. Everything went black. Pain exploded through his skull. He groaned softly and opened his eyes again. Darkness surrounded him. For a moment he panicked, but then he noticed a faint light nearby. A small lantern sat on a wooden table beside an old bed. "You finally woke up." A voice came from the corner of the room. A man slowly stepped out of the shadows, carrying a bucket of water. He looked old, not weak but tired. His gray hair hung messily around his face, and deep scars covered his hands. The old man sat beside the bed quietly. Without saying anything, he dipped a piece of cloth into the water and pressed it gently against the back of the young man's head. Pain shot through him again. "You hit the ground pretty hard," the old man muttered. The Nameless touched the back of his head carefully. "What happened?" You looked it up. The silence filled the room. The old man sighed. "Do you remember why you got knocked out?" The Nameless shook his head slowly. "No." "Good." The old man leaned back in his chair, then listened carefully. His voice became serious. "Never look up." The Nameless frowned. The old man suddenly froze. For the first time, emotion appeared on his face. You could see it. "Yes." The old man stood up so quickly the chair nearly fell backward. "That's impossible. What do you mean?" The old man stared at him carefully now, almost nervously. "Most people go insane when they look at it," he whispered. Others only see light." His expression darkened. "But you actually saw what it was." Once again silence covered the room. The lantern flickered softly between them. Finally, the old man spoke again. "Do you know who you are?" The Nameless looked down at his hands. "No." Do you want to remember?" His head lifted instantly. "There is a way." The old man nodded slowly. "Yes." Hope suddenly filled the room. But then the old man continued. "And nobody who tried ever came back." The hope disappeared immediately. The old man sat down again, rubbing his tired eyes. For hours he spoke about the world outside, about the Nameless, about people who spent years wandering without purpose, and eventually he spoke about the trials of memory. "When I first arrived here," the old man said quietly, "I wasn't alone, I had friends." His voice grew distant. "We heard rumors about the trials. They said the trials could return your memories, your name, your life." "What happened to them?" "They entered." Silence. "And?" "They never returned." The old man stared into the lantern flame. "I was the only one who stayed behind." The Nameless hesitated before asking the question burning inside him. "Why didn't you go?" The old man smiled sadly. "Because I was afraid." Another long silence followed. Then the old man whispered something the Nameless could not ignore. "Maybe the worst thing isn't losing our memories." He looked directly at him. "Maybe it's realizing we deserve to." Months passed. The Nameless remained with the old man inside the small shelter hidden between the rooms. Over time, he learned how to survive, how to find food, how to avoid the wandering shadows at night, how to ignore the endless feeling of emptiness inside his chest. But no matter how much time passed, one thought never left him. Who was he? Sometimes he dreamed, a girl laughing somewhere far away, blood dripping into cold pavement, a bright screen glowing in darkness, a voice screaming his name. Every time he woke up, the memories disappeared before he could fully understand them. The uncertainty slowly drove him mad. Finally, one night, he asked, "Where is it?" The old man looked up from the fire. Where is what? The trial of memory. The room became silent immediately. "I'm losing my mind here," the Nameless continued. "I don't even know how long we've been trapped in this place." The old man looked away. "Are you sure?" "Yes. If you enter those trials, you may never come back." "I know." The old man closed his eyes for a moment, then he whispered, "Ask me tomorrow." The Nameless frowned. "Why tomorrow?" Suddenly the old man stood up. Fear appeared across his face. "They're almost here." "Who?" The old man hurried toward the windows, covering them with wooden board. "The Forgotten." The Nameless felt cold. The creatures made from forgotten memories. His heart stopped. "The eye," he whispered. The old man nodded. "You weren't supposed to survive seeing it." "What does that mean?" The old man looked directly at him. "This world works like a system. Everything follows rules." His voice trembled. "But when you looked at the eye and stayed sane," he swallowed hard, "you broke something." A distant scream echoed outside, not human. "Something monstrous." The Nameless froze. The sound echoed again, louder this time. The old man quickly extinguished the lantern. Darkness swallowed the room, then came silence. An horrible silence. The kind that made every second feel endless. And somewhere outside, something was breathing. Hours passed before sunlight finally touched the windows again. Relief filled the room, but it didn't last long. A growl shook the walls violently. The boards covering the windows exploded inward. The creature entered. The Nameless stared in horror. It looked wrong. Its body was made from shifting faces, broken hands, rusted tools, and fragments of things he somehow recognized but could not understand. Human voices whispered endlessly from inside its body, and all of its eyes were locked on him. The old man grabbed his arm instantly. "Run!" They sprinted through the ruined street as the creature chased them, screaming behind them with dozens of voices at once. Buildings collapsed around them. The ground shook violently beneath their feet. "Where are we going?" the Nameless shouted. "The trials." The old man pulled him forward desperately. "That thing is connected to you. It ignored everyone else." Ahead of them, a massive structure slowly emerged through the fog. It looked impossible. Two enormous towers stretched into the sky, while a giant staircase led upward toward glowing doors covered in strange symbols. The closer they got, the quieter the creature became. Then suddenly it stopped. The beast stood at the bottom of the staircase, staring upward in fear, and then it disappeared, as if it had never existed at all. The Nameless and the old man slowly climbed the stairs together, exhausted beyond words. At the top stood a massive door unlike anything he had ever seen. It looked ancient and alive. The Nameless turned toward the old man. "Thank you." The old man smiled sadly. "Do you really want to know the truth?" "Yes." Tears filled the old man's eyes. "Then this is a goodbye." The Nameless froze. "You're not coming?" The old man shook his head. "I was too afraid before." He stepped back slowly, "And now I'm too tired." The Nameless felt something painful in his chest. Even without memories, this old man had become the closest thing he had to family. "I will come back for you," he promised. The old man smiled weakly. Even with your memories returned, the Nameless nodded. I won't forget what you did for me. The old man extended his hand. The Nameless shook it firmly. Then he turned toward the door. The moment he touched it, the entire world vanished. Darkness swallowed him whole. When he opened his eyes again, he stood somewhere new. A strange world stretched endlessly before him, and somehow everything felt familiar. Then, somewhere behind him, a growl echoed through the darkness. The beast had followed him. And then we have a little message from our beloved Chileno. Hope you enjoyed it. Gonna stop here because if not I will keep going, and sorry if some points don't make sense or stuff like that. I tried. Bro didn't just try. He nailed it. He cooked it. El Chileno, I want to know what happened next. I want to know El Chile, bro. Damn, it was so good. I want to know what happens next. we have to convince El Chileno to continue writing this book. He has to write the end. I want to know what happened next. Oh my god. I loved it. Bro knows how to draw, how to make covers, how to everything. Bro knows everything. Bro knows how to write stories. Damn. He's really our farmer guy. Yeah. Seriously, I want to know what happens next. He has to continue writing it. There is no way he can just stop it like this. I want to know what's next. Okay. I will just drink a little bit of water and we will go to the second one. Yeah. So, the second story is written by Marius. Alright, as he asked, I gave him the feedback. I will give him a feedback too. I already gave a feedback here, but I will still give him a feedback too in the Discord, because damn, it was so good. Oh yeah, just warning about mine, I experimented hard with my first ever written work. Okay, I mean, you know, experimenting is the best way. You know it, we all know it. We had proof of it. Experimenting is the best way. So this one, by Marius. I'm so happy to read your stories. It's so cool. So this one is called Eat While You Still Can. Let me get ready a little bit. And let's go. So, Eat While You Still Can by Marius, 23. When I was 5, I used to be a picky eater, so much that father would always tell me the same thing with the same serious voice. Son, hunger is a part of all of us. It forces even the strongest or smartest men to desperate places. To endure it takes a lot of guts, so eat up while you still can. I never understood his saying, and I might never get it now that both him and mother are gone. Starting with an orphan. That day my big sister called me downstairs. Since we lived alone, I do the labor outside while she cleans and cooks. I secretly works for the mayor, taking care of his animals for a pooch of coins. So while she knits on our grandmother's rocking chair at night, I sneak out. She was too smart for this village, too smart to be stuck here with me. No matter what, I had to get her out of here. Evening hunts, she said, holding her worn notebook with a warm smile. I can't read. What? Oh. Have you been practicing your dates as I asked you to? Yeah, I say awkwardly, trying to look away from her gaze. What's the date then? She inquired calmly. Today is Tuesday, we're in April, I responded, trying to slowly reach the door. And the year is? She questioned, her innocent smile unwavering. 1871, I replied nervously. Very tongue twisty. A little bit. Yes. Not done, but take a look, please. Okay, I will look at it later, Calvin. Try again, Hans. She spoke, her voice soft. 1871, I said as my hand reached out for the doorknob. Close enough, I suppose, she said, shrugging her shoulders. Are you tending the plants again? Yes, Greta. I spoke up, trying to convince her. I planted tomatoes and need to check on them. I will return before midnight. I left the house, looking one last time at the hole in the ground holding a month's worth of silver coins, before I made my way to the mayor. I still remember how it started, how one night, while thinking of ideas on how to make money for Greta, I crashed into the mayor. He noticed something was bothering me, so I told him my situation and we made a deal. I would take care of his precious animals and crops, and he would pay me in return. His farm was famous even outside the village. He even told me merchants would buy his wares for 3 times the normal price. With maybe just 1 or 2 more nights of labor, it should be enough for our sister to leave this village and find a place to stay. I looked around. The dark, foggy night kept on getting worse. As I approached, the mayor stood tall, unshaken and unmoving like a statue, while he looked by the fence at his farm, his voice jagged like gravel. He never looked at me while we talked, but I didn't mind it. Evening, boy. Usually arrive here earlier, the mayor responded flatly. Sorry, sir, I needed to take care of something first, I said nervously. It's fine, you're a simple, hard-working boy, Hans. He replied apathetically. Even so, your eagerness to help my farm is commendable. Thank you, sir, I muttered with my head low. Well, off you go now. I'll stay here for a little longer. Maybe I can catch the carriage in time. They've sent another coachman to fetch some wool and milk. With that, I nodded and made my way to the animal pen, but not before visiting the farmhouse to get a wooden hoe for later and a lamp to see more clearly in the dark first. Yeah, you have similarities. A carriage. Maybe I can ask them to take my sister with them, I thought while feeding the pigs. As I continued to feed the animals, another thought of Greta came to mind. What will she do once she will be free? While feeding the sheep, I noticed a couple missing, so I hurried to the mayor to let him know of my findings. Sir, some animals are missing, I said nervously, waiting for his furious reactions. Those animals were his prized possessions after all. Are they now? Perhaps of all, a wolf snuck and ate them. Did you prepare the soil yet, Hans? He inquired calmly. Not yet, sir, but shouldn't you be mad? I said with my head low. And why would I? They were hungry animals. He paused for a moment, his words hanging in the air before he continued. What wouldn't you do to satiate your hunger, Hans? I don't know, sir, I muttered, my head still down. All of us eat and all of us are hungry, little Hans. Do you know why it only took a few and not all at once? He questioned after a soft hum. No, sir, I replied hurriedly. It's because it knew the sheep are powerless. The wolf can come back at any time and finish all of my sheep, and it knows they can't do anything to stop this. He spoke coldly, his words held no grief, which made me shiver. Well, off you go now. I left for the field again, dragging the hoe around and planting seeds as asked. An image of Greta appeared in my mind as I planted the tomatoes, thinking what she might do in 3 days from now, once I have enough money. That thought put a smile on my face as it reminded me why I am doing this in the first place. Halfway through finishing the crops, I noticed something in the woods, hiding behind the trees. I couldn't make out any features except for two glowing white eyes looking straight at me. When I met its eyes, the silence was deafening. Even the crickets chirping stopped abruptly. I didn't move, I couldn't. My thought screamed at my body to do something. Move, run. I have to run now. I have to reach Greta. When an image of my sister flashed in my mind, I pushed my lamp forward to get a better look at the thing. When the creature recoiled back before light reached it, I saw the opportunity and ran as fast as I could. Looking for the mayor, I stumbled into him again. Still scared, I screamed out to him. Sir, that's when my lamp swung slightly forward, lightening up the feature of the thing I was talking to all along. The mayor was nothing more but a scarecrow. That's when I heard his voice again. What's wrong, boy? That lamp you have, it hurts my eyes. Do you mind closing it for a moment? I turned around, seeing the same pair of white eyes just out of the light's reach. Out of desperation, I ran toward my home, to my sister, but not before digging the box of coins first. She didn't have enough time. She had to get out of the village right now. The coins were enough to get to the city and a few of to buy a home, but she could find a way to survive. I didn't even notice the lights were out or that the door was open. When I reached her, I knelt and pushed the box to her, the lamp put behind me so the monster couldn't have attacked me from my back. I was afraid and started crying. She, however, was as calm as ever. She was still swinging in the chair, the clicking of the needles breaking the silence. Greta, I screamed out. You have to leave now, there is a monster. My voice broke down. My hands slammed down. Please, I can't hold it off. I don't want to lose you, I said, tears cascading down my face. My words strangled in my throat. I scratched at the floorboard. My chest was hurting. There is a carriage about to come. Take it and leave. Hans, her voice rang out. But right behind it lagged another voice. But I love it here. Why would you want me to leave so bad? When I looked closer at her silhouette in the dark, there was something wrong. In my fear, I took the lamp and thrust it forward, my eyes widening with shock when I saw Greta's pale skin, her once bright eyes now hollow, and a long, slender hand holding her head and forcing her to keep knitting. When light touched the creator's skin, its skin hissed on contact, and it reeled back behind the rocking chair, causing Greta's lifeless body to crash onto the ground. I pushed the lamp forward, lighting the corner of the room the creator was hiding in. For the first time this night, I had it cornered. Without hesitation, I grabbed the box and ran as fast as I could, while the monster screamed out my name. While running, I saw a merchant's carriage. I can do it. And made my way to it. I slammed the box of silver in front of the coachman, tears still running down my face. "Please get me out of here," I screamed out, and the coachman just nodded. He pointed to the back of the carriage with his head. "I hope there is at least 20 silver coins in that case, boy." I entered the back of the cabin, my heart still pounding. The room was well lit. The candles warmed up my body. It was safe. I survived. I should be happy, but it shouldn't have been me. Greta should have escaped. I looked at my shaking dirty hands and broke into more tears until I passed it out. Damn! And this is the end of Moriu's story. For all that aura farming, the monster was forced to sit in the corner. Well, it was very good. I very liked to read your stories. It was very good. I mean, the ambience you both had an old man and the creepy mood